Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to Math with Gustavus. In this lesson, we'll be adding fraction but with different denominators. Whenever you're given fractions that consist of different denominators, you need to find a common denominator. How you do so is simplify the lowest common multiple of those denominators. In fact, you don't need to find the lowest one. You just need to find a common one. However, working with the lowest one will ensure that you work with the smallest possible numbers. Let's jump into this question. So here in the denominator, we have 4 and 5. So we need to find a common denominator. Well, some persons might struggle to find the LCM of numbers. If the numbers are small and you have the time, you can simply list out the multiples until you find one that is common. So let's do this. The multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and so on. Now, the multiples of 5 are 5 itself, 10, 15, 20, and 25. If you look closely, there's only one common multiple here, which is the lowest one, and that is 20. So now, when you find a common multiple, preferably the lowest one, you simply draw a line and put your common denominator right there. After you have done that, you need to divide. So you're going to use both of them. You're going to use the 4 and divide into the 20. The 4 is the denominator that was given. So 4 into 20, that goes 5 times. And 3 times 5, that is 15. Then you're going to put back your plus sign there. Then you're going to continue dividing. So 5 into 20, that goes 4 times. So it's 1 times 4, which is 4. After you have done that, you need to add the numerators. So it's 15 plus 4, which is equal to 19 over 20. This is one such technique that can be used to add fractions that consist of different denominators. Let's try another example. This time around, I'm going to take a different approach. Again, students might struggle with finding the LCM of denominators or a common denominator. You can take this approach. I'm recommending this approach rather when the LCM is not one of the denominators given. All right, you can check it yourself. So 2 is not a multiple of 5, nor 5 is a multiple of 2. When that is the case, you can simply multiply both the denominators. In doing that, you'll ensure that you get a common denominator. This might not be the lowest, but you'll end up with a common one. Given that these two are not multiples of each other, then you'll surely get the lowest common multiple. So let's multiply them. So it's 5 times 2, that will give you 10. Now 10 is the lowest common multiple of 5 and 2. After you have done that, you're going to multiply the first numerator with the second denominator. So that will be 4 times 2, and 4 times 2 is 8, and then you put back your plus sign. After you have done that, you're going to go to the next side now. So you're going to multiply the second numerator with the first denominator. So that will be 5 times 1, or 1 times 5, which is 5. After you have done that, you're going to add the 8 and the 5, and that will give you 13, and then you put back the 10. So that will be 13 over 10. Now, if we can come back to the first question, you'll notice that this is a proper fraction, meaning the numerator is smaller than the denominator. But if you look at this one, you'll notice that it is an improper fraction. So, depends on how the question is structured, it might want you to convert it to a mixed number. So let's do this. So it's 10 into 13, that goes one time, and then there is a remainder of 3. So it will be 3 over 10. And again, I have done this in length on the channel. So if you have missed that video, take the time out and look at the video on how to convert improper fractions to mixed number. Let's do the last one. Now, right here, our denominators are 9 and 3. If you look closely, you will notice that 1 is a multiple of the other. When that is the case, I would not recommend this approach. Why? Because if we multiply 9 times 3, we get 27. 27 is in fact a common denominator. However, it is not the lowest. Again, nothing is wrong with working with a common one, but it's always recommended that you work with the smallest one because you end up working with the smallest possible number. Hence, I'll say that the smaller chance of making a mistake. All right, so let's jump into this one. So we have 9 and 3. So the lowest common multiple in this case would be 9. All right, so what you can do, you can draw your line and put your 9 right there. So let's divide now. So 9 into 9, that goes what? 1 time, right? So it's 7 times 1, which gives us 7. Then we put back our plus. Let's divide again. Then 3 into 9, that goes what? 3 times. So it's 2 times 3, which is 6. After we have multiplied, we now need to add. So 7 plus 6, again, that is what? 13, similar to the previous question, but this time over 9. Always remember, when we find our common denominator, we always put it back. That doesn't change. All right. Again, we have a improper fraction right here. So we can convert it to a mixed number by simply dividing our denominator into the numerator. So 9 into 13, that goes what? 1 time. But this time around, we'll have a remainder of 4, and we put back our denominator. Now guys, it is your turn, the fun part. This is where you express to me that you have learned a lot, and I need to see your responses in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you find this lesson to be a very interesting one. Please come back again and again. But when you're coming back, don't come alone. Share the gospel. Share it with everyone. Let them know that Math with Gustavus is here and they need to know about it. Thank you very much for viewing, and see you again soon.